Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder. Today we're diving into Arcutis Biotherapeutics, a company focused on skin diseases. This company's report includes details about their annual meeting, including votes on who gets to sit on the board. So it's not exactly a thriller filled with plot twists, but it does give us a peek into who's calling the shots. Before we start, if you appreciate us turning corporate documents into something you can understand, make sure you're subscribed. We also have a Discord community linked in the description below where you can discuss these topics in depth with other investors. Let's jump right into the main event, the annual meeting. On June 12, 2025, Arcutis Biotherapeutics held their yearly powwow with stockholders. During this meeting, shareholders voted on 3 key proposals outlined in their earlier communication from April. The important thing is that all these proposals passed, which means whatever the company asked for, they got. Let's see what exactly was voted on and what the results were. First up, Proposal 1, the election of 3 Class 2 directors. These are the people who will be steering the ship until 2028. We have Bhaskar Chowdhury, Sujane Lin, and Howard Wolgers. Let's zoom in on the numbers here. For Bhaskar Chowdhury, we see about 70 million votes for and almost 13.4 million votes withheld. Bhaskar Chowdhury, we see about 70 million votes for and approximately 19 million votes withheld. This means some shareholders didn't fully support him, but he still got the job. Then Sujane Lin received roughly 76 million votes for and almost 13.4 million votes withheld. Finally, Howard Wolgers got 66.3 million votes for and nearly 23 million withheld. The key takeaway is that all 3 nominees were elected, but there were some noticeable votes withheld, indicating some level of sharehold, 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 indicating some level of sharehold. Moving on to Proposal 2, the ratification or approval of Ernst & Young LT as the company's independent accounting firm for the next year. Think of this as approving the scorekeepers to make sure the numbers are honest. The votes were overwhelmingly in favour, with about 103.5 million votes for, a mere 445 million votes for, a mere 48,000 against, and roughly 368,000 abstentions. In other words, almost everyone agreed with this choice. Now, on to Proposal 3, giving a thumbs up to how the company's top executives get paid. This is an advisory vote, meaning the board isn't forced to act on it, but they do pay attention. We see approximately 74.5 million votes in favour and 13.4 million votes against, with almost 1.2 million abstaining. So, while the majority approved the executive pay, there's a sizable chunk that didn't agree. This could indicate dissatisfaction with company performance or concerns about how much the executives are being paid. Next, there's a change in how the company pays its non-employee directors. These are the people on the board who aren't full-time employees of Arcutis. The company has revised its non-employee director compensation plan, which provides cash and stock awards to these directors. This was done to attract and keep qualified folks on the board, which isn't surprising since a good board can really help a company steer in the right direction. The details of this amended program, also known as the updated version, are included as an exhibit and spells out exactly how much the non-employee directors will receive in cash and company stock. Now let's step back and look at the bigger picture here. Arcutis is a company in the highly competitive field of dermatology dealing with skin diseases. The company has a trading symbol ARCUT on the Nasdaq Global Select Market. The fact that all board member nominees were approved is generally good news, although the votes that were withheld may indicate that some shareholders had concerns about certain board members. This doesn't necessarily mean that things are bad, but rather that the opinion of the shareholders is mixed when it comes to the board, and that means the board should be extra careful about listening to their shareholders. The board should also listen to shareholders who voted against the executive compensation plan. That is often a red flag that requires careful attention. The board should be careful to balance the benefits of management versus the benefits given to the shareholders themselves. Arcutis seems to be taking steps to ensure it has the right leadership in place by adjusting its compensation for non-employee directors. Looking ahead, Arcutis faces the usual challenges like getting its drugs approved, dealing with competitors, and making sure it has enough money to keep going. Overall, this report from the annual meeting suggests that Arcutis is in a period of relative stability, with shareholders mostly aligned with the company's direction. As always, do your research and consider these factors in the context of the broader market and your own investment goals. Alright, that's our breakdown of Arcutis' latest filing. What's your take on these votes and what they signal for the company's future? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If this analysis was valuable, hitting that like button really helps, and subscribe for more deep dives. Don't forget to check out the Discord in the description. Thanks for watching, see you next time.